guys, it's Sidekick here, and today, in a little change of events, I will be interviewing my aunt, Linda Schulte, broker and owner of Schulte Realty. Hi, Auntie.
Hi, Sidekick. I'm scared, everybody.
I'm so excited.
I'm a little scared. I will tell you that, yeah.
So, for most of this content that you've been making for social media, for your website, for your marketing, whatever, you have been the one interviewing people within your team, within the community that help you with everything.
Yes.
But today,
Yes.
I'm going to be interviewing you.
Oh, no.
So everybody can get some better knowledge on the woman behind the brand.
Uh-oh.
We're going to start with some simple questions. We're going to start with just some things to help people better get to know you. There is no organization to this. We are just
We're
going
freestyling
into it. Yeah, these are just funny questions, things that'll make people feel more connected to you. In a good way or a bad way. We're going to find out.
I hope all in a good way, girl.
We're going to find out. My first question is, obviously, like, your schedule is very busy. I see this all the time. Your
Yes.
hours are grueling. You take on a lot by yourself.
Yes.
One thing that is really important to me is work-life balance,
Mhm.
and I want that for you. What are some things that you like to do when you're not piled under work?
Things that I like to do when I'm not piled under work is...
I know it's not often, but
There's three things. One, I like to cook and like to create.
you're a good cook.
And I like to make craft cocktails. And I love, love, love to go to the Ormond house and be there and just be there all the time.
For context, Auntie and my cousin, her niece, own a Airbnb, a long-term Airbnb in Ormond Beach, and we call it the Starfish House. That's actually kind of like a family project. What is one thing that really pushed you to want to do the Starfish House with Val?
Well, during the pandemic, we were doing vacations and going and renting Airbnb, so we were like, why don't we get one ourselves? So that's what we did, and so we went out and we started searching. So funny story about how we ended up with this one, where we said this is the right place to be. There's a couple things. One is that it's located in an area called Roberta Heights, and I'll explain why that's important in a minute. The other thing is the home was built in 1957, and the other thing, it was close to the beach. So why is that all important? Why did we say, okay, this is a perfect thing? One is Roberta was one of my sisters who she passed away. The other one was 1957 was when Betty, who's Valerie's mom, she's passed away too, but she was born in 1957. And then my sister Annie, who's Katie's mom, loved the beach. So we're like, okay, we have the trifecta there. So Valerie and I said, I think this is the right place to buy.
Yeah.
So that's what came up with it. And then a lot of people ask the question, where'd you come up with the Starfish name? And so that was very important when you have an Airbnb, that you come up with a name for the house. And so I was told to take it easy, relax, and all of a sudden the name's going to come to you. And that's what happened. So we were out, we just bought the place, and we went out and we were in Buc-ee's over in Daytona. And all of a sudden I see Starfish, and there's that poem. And you know what, of course it's leaving my mind. But it's always like that one starfish at a time kind of concept.
Yeah.
And so I said, Valerie, I think it's Starfish. And I showed her the poem, and she said, that's it, Starfish it is. And there, Starfish House was born.
It is a very cute house. It's the Starfish House on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group for anyone that books with us. It is long-term rental, so it's about a month at a time. But summer's coming up, and we have a lot of availability. So
Yep.
get to it, contact us. Second question.
Uh-huh.
What is one major life crisis that you had, and how did it shape you into who you are now?
Just one?
Just one off the top of your head that you can think of.
Wow.
We're currently at the midlife crisis point.
Well, I think I might be a little bit past that, but okay. Well, for me, I guess it's midlife because, I'm so young and hip and cool.
Yes.
Okay, well, I would have to probably say it would have been a breast cancer.
When were you diagnosed with breast cancer?
January of 2005.
And how did that shape you? How did you go about that? It obviously something that rocks your world, like to your core.
Oh, sure. It does. Oh, yeah, of course it does. So how did it change me or affect me? So one thing is I'm a person who takes care of everybody. I'm in control of everything. I do everything for everybody. I take care of it. I'm a fixer. I do everything. So being diagnosed with cancer, and having to go through what I went through, I had to let go and let others do for me, and I had to accept help, and I had to allow people to help me. And so it was a really big change for me to have that done for me. So it was a really big shift. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, it was like really nice. I was having food brought to me.
You had a fresh new baby to hang out with all the time.
You were very. I don't even think you were a year old yet.
No.
So yep. So I had to get better for you, of course. And so yeah, it was a huge shift. I have to tell a story now.
No, because if it's a story that you're thinking of, my first life crisis I was probably about 7, 8 months old. Again, not even a year old. Auntie had just freshly buzzed everything off. So Auntie loved wearing wigs. Now, it wasn't just any ordinary wig. She wore these crazy wigs. My first life crisis, my parents were finally like, Auntie, yes, you can come over, come see her, all the things. And Auntie comes in, I'm standing at the door, I'm like, Auntie's here, my babbling little baby self. The door opens, I start screaming. I'm thinking I'm seeing a monster. It's my aunt walking in, towering over me in this massive pink beehive wig. I thought I saw God. I thought it was over. That was my first life crisis. But then I found out it was just Auntie, and I was like, okay, girl, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
She still has the wig.
Of course I do. I have all my wigs still.
Oh, yes, 100% still has
and I've added to it even though I don't need it.
But so, okay, moving on. Next question. Random question. If you had to move to another country, which country would you pick? Why? And how do you think the home buying process would be over there?
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a really good question to ask me because I don't know. I know initially my first thought that came to my mind was Jamaica.
Okay. So elaborate. Why? Why Jamaica?
Oh, I think it's because I went there when I was like 16. I really enjoyed it, driving through the mountains and best coffee over there. And everybody's like so relaxed, what's going on, Mom? Everybody seems so happy. Island life, yeah. And then I went to Jamaica too, and I was like 24 years old or something like that. And again, it was all island life and red stripes and floating down the river of the mountain. It was just, I just was like a cool kind of vibe going on.
But so how do you think buying a house would be there versus here?
Well, I think it might be a little bit challenging over there, one, because I don't know the markets. And I don't know if I'd like to live on the side of a mountain. And there's a lot of mountainous areas over there. So I think it would be a little bit challenging for me being a Florida girl, always on flat land. Now, if I could find a little bungalow on the beach, maybe.
Boathouse?
A boathouse would not be a bad idea. Do you have something in mind?
I don't know. Are we moving to Jamaica?
No,
we can move to Jamaica.
All right, let's do it, girl.
I'm ready for it.
Let's do it.
All right, next question. What is one marketing event that you used to do that you don't do anymore that you would want to see come back?
One marketing event that I used to do that I don't do anymore.
So like the one that I think of is like your bowling events. I loved your bowling events. This woman throws some insane marketing events, parties, you name it, but her last bowling event had an Adele impersonator.
Okay.
Like that for me would be mine.
Yeah. Well, that's because I like to have impersonators at all of them. But yeah, no, we've been talking about that for the summer. We've been talking about that because it's an indoor kind of event. So it is a really good thing. And like it's family oriented. So a lot of the families like to get together. So if somebody wants to have a cocktail or a beer, they can. If somebody doesn't, they can. And there's always food there. So you're right. I should be bringing back the bowling.
We did it at our local Oviedo Bowl. It was incredible. And then we did one, I think, at Aloma Bowl.
Aloma Bowl, yep. But I did them as fundraisers for Annie's Army as well. So those were massive as well.
For those who don't know, my mom had MS. She was paralyzed neck down. So they did an MS 150, which we actually participated in. The last time we did that, I was 12. But it's 150 miles over the span of 2 days on a road bike. So that was a really good cause. That was really cool. What is your biggest pet peeve? Just in anything, in life, in general, in
my
business.
biggest pet peeve, I just had to take a deep breath with that. people not doing what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it, and how they're supposed to do it.
She's a control.
I am, yes, I am.
She's a control freak.
And I am a little bit. That's why when I went through breast cancer, I had to let go of the control. But it's back, baby. I got it all back together.
Not all of it. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about living in Florida?
My favorite thing, I would say being so close to the beach. Yep, that. And my least favorite is probably the month of September, when it's stifling hot and I can't even breathe.
Mine's the month of August because the rain's still around, but it's also like stifling hot and you can't breathe.
August, September, yeah. So unless I'm sitting at the beach, though, then it's okay.
Then it's okay. It's
I
not
get
as
the
bad
ocean
if you're
breeze.
at the beach.
All the hurricanes stay away.
I see a lot of behind the scenes with the business. Like, obviously, you lived with me once. Now we live 2 doors down from each other. I'm always over. You run your business essentially like from your home.
Yes.
What is one behind the scenes occurrence that you think would shock your clients? Like, what is something that goes on behind the scenes sometimes that you think would have people being like, I'm so sorry that this is what you do for your job?
Something behind the scenes that people would be shocked. I think the 3-ring circus that goes on and how it's there. It's not even a 3-ring circus. I think it might be a 10-ring circus. So literally at my house in a day, it can be the doors ringing, the garage doors opening, somebody's coming in, somebody's calling. There's somebody there organizing or somebody there in the office doing. It's literally a 3-ring circus or a 10-ring circus going on. And I think a lot of people, they don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and I'm front facing. Like, everything's great, but it's because I got a lot of stuff going on, and I truly do have a really good team behind me.
Half the time it's me coming in and out of her house all the time, or calling
Yes,
her.
yes. Sometimes it's all of a sudden I see a shadow in my house. I'm like, whoa, what was that?
It's me.
And there's a person in my home. It's her.
All right, well, that was the first part of our drilling session. So we will be right back for a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to do something really fun and exciting that she doesn't know about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm scared.
Don't be.